Being a part of the queer community has always been about love and acceptance. Our purpose here at Volusia Pride is to offer a safe space for the LGBTQ+ community.
Unfortunately, our transgender friends and family members are often the target of damaging claims and harsh laws that greatly affect their everyday lives.
This is the result of lies and assumptions spread by irresponsible mass media outlets. It's only right that we debunk these claims.
Let's start with the belief that trans people pose a threat to public bathrooms and children, a prominent message circulated by conservative media.
They say that accepting trans identities gives pedophiles a chance to enter bathrooms and harm children, even when there's no statistical evidence of this.
Both the Human Rights Campaign and the American Civil Liberties Union have stated that these scare tactics are irrational, conflict with federal law, and veritably endanger transgender people.
Due to recent Florida laws, I no longer have the option of using the men's restroom. Even before those laws, I was faced with the anxiety of going into the men's room and being harassed or even facing violence for not being masculine enough. Whereas in the women's room, I have anxieties about being harassed for being too masculine. Oftentimes, if I would use the bathroom, I would try to make sure nobody was in there. If I was in the stall and I heard someone come in, I would purposely just wait and kind of hide away until they were done so I could wash my hands in, solitude and not have to face anyone else. Thankfully, I go to a school with gender-neutral bathrooms, but they're only in one building, and I've had several experiences of having to pack up all my stuff and leave the library or leave the student union in order to go to one old building on campus that honestly only has gender-neutral restrooms because they're only single-use restrooms. In many spaces, I don't have this option, and I either have to go to a bathroom that does not match my gender, or I have to just wait until I can go home, and usually going home is the safer option.
The media will often amplify the concerns of prejudiced parents to make it seem like their views speak for the general public.
But what about parents who have trans kids, or anyone with trans family members? Voice is not generally amplified by the mass media.
When my kid came out as trans in high school, it was a conversation I was not expecting to have. Even though we were very close, they were going through a period of withdrawing, very different behavior. I chalked it up to teenage stuff and the pandemic. In actuality, they were learning more about themselves and becoming a new person, and now it was time for me to play catch up. My kid now identifies as non-binary. They're in college, they're thriving, they're flourishing, and they're living their best life possible. All of this is because they have figured out who they are and are happy. And that's the best thing that I can hope for as a parent.
Particularly in queer-related conversations, there's an odd priority in the conservative mass media given to hate speech over informative speech. It's important to recognize the difference between the two.
Start with where the information is coming from. Many writers for biased companies use hostile language to report their own agendas in the form of factual news.
Look into multiple reasons to develop your own opinion rather than believing the first piece of evidence you see. That way, no matter what views you develop, you can take responsibility for them.
While it can be easy to fall into the negativity of conservative media, it's better to shine a light on voices that offer positive growth to the community.
Voices that encourage a thriving, inclusive, and equitable fair chance to pursue health and happiness.
While we understand it requires more effort to practice healthy forms of research, propagating knowledge over hate decreases the potential for divisive hostility in our community.
One day, it could save my kids' lives.
It could save my life.
My friend's life.
And it could save your life. Visit volusiapride.org to find more information on how you can keep our community safe for everyone.